We're going to be establishing a task force, a very important task force, White House, and that's on the FIFA World Cup of 2026, which, as you know, is a big event.
It is a great achievement to bring the World Cup next year, the FIFA World Cup in 26 here in the United States, together with Mexico and Canada. And this summer, actually, we have a new competition, the FIFA Club World Cup in 25, from the 14th of June to the 13th of July, only in the United States of America.
The world governing body is sending a strong message to President Trump about the 2026 World Cup Games. The vice president of FIFA reacted to the president's claim that he can move matches out of U.S. cities that he considers dangerous. FIFA's vice president said football is bigger than any country.
With all due respect to current world leaders, football is bigger than them, and football will survive their regime, their government, their slogans.
The stadium lights were supposed to shine brighter than ever in 2026. The United States, alongside Canada and Mexico, was set to host the biggest World Cup in history, a celebration of unity, sport, and shared humanity. But lately, that dream has been clouded by controversy, confusion, and confrontation. What was meant to be a unifying global event is now mired in political drama, and at the center of it all stands Donald Trump. His recent comments about unsafe U.S. cities hosting matches have shaken the football world, sparking an unexpected clash between the former U.S. president and FIFA itself. And now, many are asking, is America's grip on the World Cup slipping away? It started as a press conference like any other. Cameras rolled as Trump spoke confidently to reporters in Washington, D.C., praising some cities while warning about others. Then came the line that set off a storm. If I see a place that isn't safe, we'll move the match somewhere else. Within minutes, social media exploded. The former president wasn't just talking about domestic policy, he was directly challenging FIFA's authority, an organization that prides itself on being above politics. In that single sentence, Trump transformed what should have been a celebration of sport into a global political flashpoint. Around the world, the reactions came fast and fierce. FIFA's vice president, Victor Montagliani, didn't mince words. Football is bigger than any country, he said. With all due respect to world leaders, football will survive their governments, their slogans, their regimes. His tone was calm but unmistakably firm, a subtle rebuke of Trump's attempt to flex influence over the world's most beloved sport. To FIFA, the message was clear. No politician, not even Donald Trump, would dictate how or where the World Cup would be played. For a nation that has long seen itself as the global standard-bearer, that was a harsh reminder. The United States once symbolized stability, opportunity, and trust. But Trump's words raised a deeper question. Has the world's confidence in America begun to fade? Inside FIFA's headquarters in Zurich, whispers spread about contingency plans. Could Canada or Mexico take on a bigger share of the matches if the U.S. situation continued to destabilize? No official statements were made, but behind closed doors, there was concern. Trump's comments didn't just challenge FIFA. They risked shaking faith in the entire North American hosting project. The stakes couldn't be higher. The 2026 World Cup isn't just any tournament. It's the largest ever planned 48 teams, 3 host nations, and hundreds of billions in projected economic impact. Cities like Los Angeles, New York, Dallas, and Philadelphia have invested years preparing stadiums, transportation systems, and tourism infrastructure. Local businesses are banking on the wave of visitors, and communities see the tournament as a chance to showcase the best of America to the world. But when Trump labeled certain cities as unsafe, that optimism cracked. Take Chicago, for example. Once a proud contender for hosting major matches, Trump's mention of dangerous cities hit hard. His remarks echoed across local newsrooms and city halls. Officials scrambled to respond, emphasizing their security measures and readiness. Yet the damage was done. Headlines abroad questioned whether the U.S. could ensure safety and stability. Canada and Mexico, meanwhile, saw an opportunity. As American politics grew more turbulent, their quiet, efficient preparations stood in contrast. In Toronto, Vancouver, and Mexico City, FIFA officials praised progress professionalism, and unity. For Trump, the World Cup was never just about football. It was about image, authority, and control. He saw the tournament as another stage on which to project strength, a chance to remind both Americans and the world that he still holds influence. But in doing so, he misjudged one critical factor. FIFA is not Washington. It doesn't bend to political slogans or threats. Its legitimacy comes from being apolitical, global, and fiercely independent. When Trump suggested he could move matches from city to city, he wasn't just overstepping his bounds, he was underestimating the symbolic power of the sport itself. Behind the scenes, FIFA's leadership moved quickly to contain the fallout. Internal discussions focused on maintaining the appearance of stability. Contracts with broadcasters, sponsors, and local governments were ironclad. Shifting even a single match would mean billions in logistical headaches. Flights, hotels, ticketing systems, and international travel arrangements, all carefully planned years in advance, would be thrown into chaos. FIFA knew it couldn't let that happen. But more importantly, it couldn't afford to appear weak. Montagliani's calm defiance wasn't just about protecting the 2026 tournament. It was about reaffirming FIFA's global authority in the face of political intrusion. For many Americans, the controversy felt surreal. The World Cup was supposed to be a unifying moment, something to bring people together across divides. Instead, it had become a mirror reflecting the country's divisions. News outlets around the world ran stories linking Trump's remarks to a deeper narrative: that the U.S. was becoming increasingly unpredictable. Violence, mass shootings, social unrest. These were the images dominating foreign coverage of America. And for international fans dreaming of visiting the U.S. for the World Cup, those images were unsettling. Visa complications only added to the frustration. Compared to other host nations, the U.S. has one of the most complex and time-consuming visa processes in the world. Fans from countries like Argentina, Nigeria, or the Philippines often face months-long wait times, extensive paperwork, and high costs. By contrast, Russia in 2018 and Qatar in 2022 allowed fans to enter with minimal red tape, often just a match ticket and passport. The difference wasn't lost on FIFA or the global public. One journalist put it bluntly: in Russia, you need a ticket and a passport. In the US, you need time, money, and a miracle. Canada and Mexico saw their reputations rise as a result. Sponsors and advertisers began exploring the possibility of highlighting their venues instead of US ones, citing smoother organization and fewer risks. While Trump was making headlines for his confrontational tone, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum were quietly ensuring their nations stayed out of the drama. In a tournament designed to showcase unity, the contrast couldn't have been starker. Then came another flashpoint. During a joint appearance with Argentina's President Javier Milei, Trump once again brought up the World Cup, this time singling out Boston. He criticized the city's leadership and claimed parts of it had been taken over by unrest, implying it might be unsafe for international visitors. Boston officials were stunned. Gillette Stadium in nearby Foxborough had already spent millions preparing for its World Cup matches. The idea that games could be moved because of politics sounded absurd, but the headlines wrote themselves. International news outlets ran variations of the same question: is the U.S. losing control of its own World Cup? Trump didn't stop there. In later interviews, he took aim at Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle cities already under political strain from homelessness and crime debates. If they can't get their act together, maybe they shouldn't host, he said bluntly. The statement triggered outrage from city officials, confusion among organizers, and concern from FIFA executives. 6 matches were planned for Seattle's Lumen Field, and another 6 for Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, near San Francisco. Local leaders emphasized that security plans were fully in place. But Trump's comments created a perception problem that no amount of press releases could fix. His close relationship with FIFA President Gianni Infantino only fueled speculation. Some wondered whether Trump could actually pressure FIFA into making changes. Infantino had previously praised Trump's support for football and even appeared alongside him at official events. But this time, things were different. FIFA couldn't be seen as bowing to a single politician, especially one known for controversy. Montagliani's firm response that presidents come and go, but football goes on, sent a clear message. Whatever personal ties might exist, the organization's credibility depended on standing firm. For Trump's supporters, this was a display of leadership, a president unafraid to challenge institutions and demand accountability. For his critics, it was another example of reckless interference, a man putting politics ahead of national prestige. And for the rest of the world, it was something else entirely. A signal that America, once seen as a dependable host for global events, might no longer be the stable partner it once was. Meanwhile, Canada and Mexico's quiet competence began to shine. In Vancouver and Toronto, venue construction was on schedule, immigration policies were streamlined, and coordination with FIFA was smooth. In Mexico City, stadium upgrades were nearing completion, and tourism campaigns highlighted inclusivity and celebration. The contrast was striking where the US offered drama, its neighbors offered calm efficiency. The symbolism was impossible to ignore. The global center of influence was shifting, even if only symbolically, away from Washington. As the controversy simmered, the International Olympic Committee weighed in after Trump hinted that Los Angeles might lose its 2028 Olympic hosting rights if conditions didn't improve. The IOC issued a rare public statement reaffirming its full confidence in the city and its leadership, noting that all preparations were on track and supported by every level of government. It was another subtle rebuke. One more reminder that Trump's words might stir headlines, but they didn't dictate global decisions. And perhaps that's the most powerful message of all. So, what do you think? Has Trump's bold stance damaged America's global image? Or is he simply calling out problems the world refuses to see?